Hello and welcome as always. I'm your host, a Random Nerd 2016 slash Kevin. This is my really weekly podcast where I talk about the comics coming out this Wednesday. And this Wednesday, we're going to be talking about the comics that are coming out Wednesday, February 10th. I'm recording this literally right before the Super Bowl, so I want to get through this. It's a lot of books, 27 books I'm collecting. These are books that you might be interested in. But we're going to go to the first book of the week. And before that, how are you and how well are you? How are you and what have you been reading? We're going to go to the first book, which is a Marvel book, Amazing Spider-Man number 59, written by Nick Spencer, art by Marcelo Ferreira, inker by Wayne Faucher, colorist by Maury Hollowell, and colorist by Arith Piancho, and designer is Anthony Gambino, and letterer is Joe Caramagna, and cover artist is by Mark Bagley. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. Negative Space Part 2. Mr. Negative is back and wants only one thing: Martin Lee. But how is that possible? Spider-Man is reeling from the Kindred affair, and Peter will not stand for anything else to be taken away from him. Negative Space Part 1 was okay storyline. Didn't enjoy it as much. We just still reeling the effects of Kindred, so that's still a thing we're still gonna feel for a few more issues. I believe next issue will be just Mary Jane and Peter Parker will just sit down and be like, "What has happened?" So a good jumping on point, not really, but issue 50 is like your jumping on point. That's like your proper jumping on point for this series. Next up, we got a DC comic, American Vampire 1976, number 5, written by Scott Snyder and artist and cover artist Rafael Albuquerque. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Skinner, Pearl, Book, and the rest of the team are finally reunited in their mission to stop the beast from world domination. But the missing key to their success is protected by a council of preeminent ancestral monsters with an axe to grind. These are the progenitors of some of the world's most iconic folklore species and the victims of a broken American promise. Desperate for the council's assistance, Skinner's crew become a captive audience to the tale of betrayal. The chilling insight saps all hope of recruiting their help. With only a few days to spare before terror is unleashed, the team must convince the legends that humanity is worth preserving and that history may still bend towards redemption. A good jumping on point? No, because, oh my god, it is a Black Label book. I forgot to mention that. And I believe this is going for, I forget, either 7-part series or a 12-part series. But it's concluding Scott Snyder's whole American Vampire book series. So it's a cool book. It's just you need a lot of backstory. I just jumped into it and said, I'll read it because Scott Snyder's doing this. And I realized it is a much deeper lore book. Not gonna jump on point, but if you're interested in it, American Vampire, you can look it up. You can get the trade. So I'll give you that much information. Next up, by Image Comics, Commanders in Crisis number 5, written by Steve Orlando, artist and cover artist David Tinto. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. New story arc. Can Frontier save the Crisis Command after a secret from her past shatters their trust? As her team struggles to find meaning, vicious attacks mount from new enemies with empathy dead. Act 2 of the event that births a universe kicks off as Frontier faces WonderWoman, electric inspiration itself. Sounds cool. I wasn't really happy with issue 4. Issue 4 was the weakest of the book, like the whole series as whole. I'm hoping issue 5 can just be like, yeah, that issue needed to happen so we can move on to this. It wasn't that good, but I have hope for the book. First 3 issues were cool. I just don't know what they need to do. I will know what they need to do to fix the book after, because that's when you can reflect. But it's nice. If you want to jump on, you can jump on now. Next up, we got Daredevil number 27, written by Chip Zdarsky and art by Mike Hawthorne and Marco Cicchetto, who does the cover art. And the colors is by Mattia Lacuna. The letterer is Clayton Crowles, and the price of the book is $3.99. This is a description of the book. The Black Kitchen Part 2, ensnared in the web as New York City begins to crack under the weight of Null's symbiotic assault. Matt Murdock has a crisis of faith in the most electrifying issue of Chip Zdarsky and Mark Shadow's groundbreaking Daredevil run yet. But this time, they're joined by none other than Mike Hawthorne, spearheading a brutal story that pits Daredevil against the God King of symbiotes himself. No, it is a black tie-in. It is a black King and black tie-in. I believe this was only a 2-issue story, if I'm correct. Yeah. So if you want to jump on Daredevil, you could jump on next issue. But yeah, Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky. It is a fun book. It is always on my top list. So if you want to pick it up, you can pick it up. Issue 26 is your jumping on point, but I suggest you pick up the rest of the trades to know what's going on. Next up, we got Eternals number 2 by Marvel Comics, written by Kieron Gillen, art and cover artist by Esad Ribic, color artist by Matt Wilson, and the price of the book is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Only death is eternal. Part 2. Thanos versus Icarus in the heart of a city driven mad by time. Eternals live eternally. One is dead. They handle it well. No, they don't. They handle it badly. Eternal revenge is a dish best served forever. I will say Esar Ribic has the dopest covers next to Alex Ross for all the Marvel stuff. I love it. I like the first Eternals issue. I will see how this book dictates in the future. Will it get better? Will it get worse? We don't know. I love the whole concept of Eternals. I'm happy they got a book now. So yeah, the movie's coming right around the corner too as well. Pick up issue 1 and 2 when you're at the comic book shop this Wednesday. Next up, we got Excalibur number 18, written by Tini Howard, the head of X himself, Jonathan Hickman. Art by Marcus Toe and colors by Eric Arciniega, and designer is by Tom Mueller. Letter is by Arina Maher, and cover art is by Mohamed Asrar and Matt Wilson. And let's see, the price of the book is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Verse 18, the woman on the shore. As the council makes moves to protect mutants in the other world, Excalibur must determine the fate of Betsy Braddock. All you need to know is you need to pick up issue 16 or 17. I believe that. I can look that up right now. I forget because issue 16, because that's right after the whole Ten of Swords event. So you kind of need to know a lot of backstory because it's Excalibur, Ten of Swords, and this Ten of Swords is a huge event for the X-Men, the first X-Men event of this Jonathan Hickman era. But I like Excalibur. All the X books are fun. None of them are really bad. Just some people don't like them all. But I like each one of them. So, issue 16, jumping on point. Next up, we got Fantastic Four number 29, written by Dan Slott, art by Z. Carlos, and letter by George Caramagna, and designer is Carlos Lau. Cover art is by Mark Brooks, and the price of the book is $3.99. I forgot to mention that it is a Marvel book, and the price of the book is $3.99. And this is a description of the book: soulbound, bonding time in the middle of the chaos. This is King in Black. A symbiote bonds with a member of Marvel's first family. Also in this issue, the Unseen is putting together a squadron for a secret mission in deep space. So we got a space adventure in the Fantastic Four. How fun is that? I'm down. Yeah, you could just jump on right now and you're reading King in Black. Perfect. If not, just read it and then decide yourself, is this a really fun Fantastic Four book? It's getting there. I'll say that much. It's getting better. The middle is a little weak, but Fantastic Four is really getting better now. And that's That's all I can say. Next up, by DC Comics, these next few books will all be Future State, so I'll let you on that one. We got Future State, Dark Detective #3, written by Matthew Rosenberg and Mariko Tamaki, artist by Carmen Di Giamandanico and Dan Mora. The price of the book is $5.99, and this is a description of the book. Dark Detective Chapter 3, Games/Grifters, Part 2. In this issue, Bruce Wayne meets next Batman, as the Dark Detective makes his move to put an end in the villainous magistrate once and for all. The man who once wore the cowl encounters the next Batman, and these two have some questions for each other. Fists will fly as this explosive meetup erupts in the skies over Gotham, but with the clock ticking, can Bruce finish what he started and unlock the secrets of the fastest surveillance that plagues his city? And in Grifters Part 2, the lucky streak that Cole Cash and Luke Fox have enjoyed just hit a brick wall in the form of Huntress. The over-the-top adventure in the gutters of Gotham City concludes in the most bone-crushing fashion possible. Um, Mariko Tamaki's Batman, really cool. I'm happy she's gonna be taking over Detective Comics. She's had a good run so far with these two issues, but this is a four-part story of Mariko Tamaki's story with the Dark Detective, so you need to pick up issue 1 or 2 to know what's going on, because this ends in issue 4. But let's see what this guy says for the week. Jerrycan for the win. Alright. I forgot to mention my favorite book of the week is Hellions, because I didn't finish my book read for the week, because even though I had a day off, I was playing Pokemon. Yeah. Yes, we are gonna move on, but before I get to move on, if you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, it's all at a handle called at a random nerd 2016. The links will also be in the description down below. Also, the friend who made my music, and I still need to find that file, is in the link down below. Also, the websites I use, League of Comic Geeks and Midtown Comics, will be down there in the description below, and your comic book shop locator as well. On to the next book. Future State Green Lantern #2, written by Robert Venditti, Geoffrey Thorne, Josie Campbell, artist by Tom Rainey, Andy Tong, Dexter Soy, and cover artist by Clayton Harry. The price of the book is $5.99, and this is a description of the book. Outnumbered but never outwitted or outfought, John Stewart leads the last of the Green Lanterns against the insurmountable odds, facing a bloodthirsty Kun cult dedicated to God in red. The one-time Green Lantern shows that even without a ring or the corpse to back him up, he's still a force to be reckoned with. Plus, in the pages of Young Justice, Teen Lantern teams up with Mogo, and Hal Jordan reconnects with Oliver Queen after the power battery goes down. So I'm guessing the Joffrey's doing the John Stewart book. Robert Vendetti's probably doing the Oliver Queen with Hal Jordan, and Josie Campbell's probably doing the Young Justice book. Geoffrey Thorne. His Green Lantern book was okay. I fully didn't enjoy it, but when you have a book called Green Lantern and you don't include a Green Lantern, what? But I'm still picking up his book because I need Green Lantern in my life because there's no Green Lantern book going around that I'm heavily enjoying. Is this a good jumping off point? No, because it is the final arc. Like I said, some of these books have either one shots or 2 issues or 3 issues or 4 issues. This is a 2-issue book, so it's over after this. Next up, we got Future State Justice League #2, written by Joshua Williamson and Ram V, art by Marcio Takara and Robson Rocha and Daniel Henriquez, and cover artist by Dan Mora. The price of the book is $5.99, and this is a description of the book. Exiled to a distant planet, the Justice League suspects an imposter in their midst, but even the next Batman or Green Lantern can find clues they're looking for. Meanwhile, on Earth, the terrifying return of a classic Justice League villain may spell doom for the planet. doppelgangers around, paranoia runs rampant, and only the Justice League can save humanity. They can't ever find a way home. Plus, all the world's terrible troops are revealed as Justice League Dark make their last stand. Hunted, beaten, and harvested for their magic. Zatanna, John Constantine, Detective Chimp, Ragman, and Madame Xanadu, and Etrigan all unleash a desperate plan that could destroy them. But is it worth the cost to finish Mad Merlin and his mysterious knights? Only Dr. Fate knows, and the truth may spell hope or doom. I ain't not gonna lie, I like Ranby's Justice League Dark better than Joshua Williamson's Justice League. I will say that much. But yeah, this is the end of the Justice League. Yeah. So this is part 2 of the Justice League Feature State book. So if you want to read it, read issue 1 and 2 when you're at the comic book shops. But yeah, after this, it's over. Next up, we got Future State Kara Zor-El, Superwoman #2, written by Margaret Bennett, art by Margaret Sauvage, and cover artist by Paulina Ganucha. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Two Graves, Part 2. The moon colony built around Superwoman's Fortress of Solitude is under siege. Shape-shifting aliens have come to this place of peace in search of Lenari, a refugee from their homeworld. It's a bad move on their part of these intergalactic bad guys. If Kara Zor-El offers you sanctuary, there's no way she's going to let anyone get their monstrous hands on you. Let's just hope this gamble is worth it, because Lanari's secret, the one that got her in trouble in the first place, could mean bad news for everybody. Hopefully this has a good ending, because the first issue was kind of rough. It had good ideas, but well, maybe this is the issue that executes it all. But if you're interested in is it Kara Zor-El's Superwoman, pick up issue 1 when you're at the comic book shop. Next up, we got Future State Robin Eternal #2, written by Megan Fitzmartin, art by Eddie Barrows, and cover arts by Emmanuel Lapocino and Irvin Rodriguez, which I will say the cover looks dope. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. Robin Eternal, Part 2. Tim Drake is dead at the hands of the magistrate. Oh, why is he getting back up again? With the dangerous and supercharged Lazarus resin coursing through the veins of the hero once known as Robin, can Tim recover enough of his fragile psyche to finish the mission and blow the sky convoy? And can Spoiler and Darcy escape the clutches of the Peacekeeper 3 in time to save their friend in the process? It all comes to a head in the cataclysmic finale. Robin Eternal, really cool. I love that they're doing stuff with Tim Drake, because after Young Justice, they did nothing with Tim Drake, which is very sad. But yeah, I like this because our boy Tim Drake gets some cool gadgets, and his first issue back, he dies. It's a fun book, so I do recommend. So you can pick up issue 1 and 2, and this is over after this. So there you go. We got Future State Superman / Wonder Woman #2, written by Dan Waters, art by Leila Del Duca, and cover artist by Lee Weeks. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Our heroes have challenged the gods themselves to a test of bravery for the fate of the earth. But gods are notorious cheaters, and with Superman's powers in flux, it falls to Wonder Woman to face down the sun itself. A utopian future awaits, but only if a Kryptonian peacemaker and an Amazon warrior can put aside their differences to become the world's finest heroes. It's always good to have a Superman / Wonder Woman team up book. It's written by Dan Waters. Love what they did in the first issue. So the concept sounds cool. 1 and 2, pick it up at the comic book shop. It's done after this. Next up, the final of the Future State books. We got Future State Teen Titans #2, written by Tim Sheridan, art by Sandoval, who does the cover artist, and the price of the book is $3.99. And this is a description of the book. Red X returns to the Teen Titans. A mysterious former Teen Titans Academy student joins the surviving Teen Titans in a final fight to stop the threat unleashed by one of the school's students. Nightwing, Raven, Crush, Shazam, Starfire, Cybeast, and Red Arrow face their demons as one of these heroes must make the ultimate sacrifice to save their world. Um, Teen Titans. Wow, Red X is cool, so I will say that much. Tim Sheridan. I enjoyed for what they did, but man, the premise was so much cooler. But I'm still excited because we got Red X, so this is the final of the Teen Titans Future State book. So yeah, we got after this month we get no more Future State books. Well, in March we get the finale for Imperious Lex Luthor, but other than that, every other Future State book. Okay, we got next up Green Lanterns, well, another DC book. Green Lantern Season 2, number 11, written by Grant Morrison, art and cover artist by Liam Sharp. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Hal Jordan's future as a Green Lantern is threatened when the Young Guardians plans to restructure the Corps move into high gear. What's a guy to do but to take a vacation? But when Jordan arrives in the swords and sorcery world of Thormora for some R&R, he comes to face with the biggest threat in the universe has ever known, and a coalition of foes determined to bring his career and his story to its apocalyptic end. You cannot miss the game-changing two-part finale of Morrison and Sharp's epic run. Yeah, if you like Green Lantern, if you like the lore of Green Lantern, you don't need to pick it up. But if you never read Green Lantern ever in your life, pick up Green Lantern by Grant Morrison, season 1 and 2. If you never read lore for Green Lantern, you're gonna like the book. As for me, who loves the lore for Green Lantern, what Jeff Johns did and Robert Venditti did, man, yeah. I mean, it's good. It's just, the lore, the Green Lantern lore. But yeah, it ends issue 12, so it's better if you pick it up all trade. Next up, by Image Comics, Homesick Pilots number 3, written by Dan Waters and art by Casper Wijngaard, who does also the cover art. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. The rest of the Homesick Pilots continue to search for Amy through the old James house, but the house doesn't want them to find her, and is now full of very angry, restless spirits. Will they live to cover Blitz Craig Bot another day? I'll say Homesick Pilots. It involves Ghost, Human Emotion, and a band. What else could be better? I will say Homesick Pilots is my favorite Image book that's going around next to Undiscovered Country. This book is so good. I praise it. It's one of my favorite indie books coming out coming out. So pick it up. Pick up issue 1 through 3. Next up, we got a Marvel book. We got King in Black, Black Panther number 1, written by Geoffrey Thorne, art by German Peralta, colors by Jesus Aburto, and letter by Joe Sabino, and cover art by Sonny Go, and Lionel Francis Yu, and the price of the book is $4.99. And this is the description of the book. The thesis: symbiotes invade the unconquerable country of Wakanda. T'Challa's most treasured allies are lost in a storm of Null's making in this wild one-shot. Critically acclaimed writer and actor and producer Geoffrey Thorne explores a Wakanda gone dark. Invaded by Null's massive symbiote army, Wakanda needs its king. It needs the Black Panther, but once again, the hero must choose between his role as an avenger, his role as a king, and the yearnings of his heart. I'm so down with this because Black Panther, we haven't had like a Black Panther thing. Like we haven't had a book from Ta-Nehisi Coates in God knows how long. So to see this, I'm like, okay, I'm down for a Black Panther, like one shot. Yeah, I'm down. And I'm interested in how Joffrey Thorne really writes Black Panther. So here we go. Pick it up. Next up, we got King of Black Thunderbolts #2, written by Matthew Rosenberg and art by Juan Ferreira, and Kyle Holtz is the cover artist. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Thunderbolts get committed. The secret to saving the world lies within the Ravencroft Institute. But can the Thunderbolts get out? Not if a mob of nullified inmates have anything to say about it. The Thunderbolts' plan to save the world is revealed, and it must be seen to be believed. Um, I originally didn't pick this up. Well, I originally didn't pick up Thunderbolts #1 on my podcast, but I had it on my pull list. I'm like, I'll read it because it's Rosenberg. I like Matthew Rosenberg. We'll see how it is. I like them. Like, it's the Suicide Squad, but in this nullified event. So that's cool. And as always, in a Suicide Squad book, someone dies. So it is good. I like it. If you like Suicide Squad with like bad people, there you go. Read this. I think it's only like 3 issues. So right now it's like the middle. So if you want to read it, you read it. If not, skip it. It's always fine. We got the next book by Boom Studios, Mighty Morphin #4, written by Brian Perrott, art by Marco Rena, and cover artist by Ian Hugh Lee, and the price of the book is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. The unlimited power era continues with the answer to the question everyone's asking: who is the new Green Ranger, and what is their shocking connection to the Mighty Morphin team? It's the last big shocker that no fan can miss. Mighty Morphin. I am loving this book. So if you've never read Power Rangers, pick up Mighty Morphin #1. You will have a blast. I've sure enjoyed it, and it is the best Power Rangers book I've ever read. And I've never read Power Rangers in my life. I've seen them, seen the show, but I've never read a Power Rangers book. So there we go. Pick it up. Next up, we got by Boom Studios, Origins #4, written by Clem McLeod, Chapman, and Jakub Rebelka is the art and cover artist. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. When the network discovers David and Chloe's refugee, they're forced to make a devastating sacrifice to escape. To continue into the desolate frozen wastelands towards David's lab, they'll need the help of their newfound allies if they want to survive. Origins is set in the future where there's only one human left. So there's a concept. There you go. This is part 4 of a 6-part series. So if you want to pick it up, there you go. If not, you can read the trade. I like the book. It's weird. Art really complements the writing as well. So it's really good indeed. There you go. Next up, we got by Image Comics, which I'm really excited for. We got Radiant Black #1. Written by Kyle Higgins, art by Marcelo Costa, who is artist, and the cover artist is by Michael Cho, and the price of the book is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. For fans of Invincible and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, come a brand new ongoing series from acclaimed writer Kyle Higgins from Ultraman and Cowl, and artist Marcelo Costa that reinvents superheroes for a new generation. Nathan Burnett has just turned 30, and things aren't great. He's working and failing at 2 jobs. His credit card debt is piling up, and his only move is moving back home with his parents. But when Nathan discovers and unlocks the ethereal cosmic radiant, he's given the power to radically change his fortunes. There's just one problem: the powers don't belong to him, and the cosmic beings who created them want them back by any means necessary. So the guy who wrote Power Rangers is writing a superhero book that's on Marvel DC. I'm totally down. Cape Joel said Okay, so the reason I know about this book is because Cape Joel talked to Kyle Higgins or was mentioned about it back in December. I said, "Cool, I'm gonna keep an eye on it, eye out on that." When they put it, so I can put it on my pull list, and I kept it. And this book is getting so much buzz, so if you want to pick it up, Radiant Black is there. We got the next book. We got Rorschach #5 by DC Comics, written by Tom King, art and cover artist Jorge Fornes, and the price of the book is $4.99. And before I go to the description, it is a black label book, so this is not your typical superhero book. This is a book that deals with so much darker tones and is not for kids. Trust me. There's a lot of blood. Yeah, the price is $4.99, and this is the description of the book. Chapter 5: Rorschach tried to kill the leading contender to unseat President Redford. A governor by the name of Turley, who has a lot to say. Turley believes that the Redford people were behind the hit, but the detective investigating the case isn't so sure. To prove Turley wrong, he has to figure out how Rorschach and Laura got so close to actually doing the job. And the answer to that might be deep in the Turley campaign itself, including the governor's past and a masked man called the Comedian. So we get a cool little cameo from the Comedian. As so far as I've been reading all these books, I kind of like what they're doing. I like what Tom King is doing. Is just cool but creepy, and a lot of maybe a little bit of satire, making fun of Watchmen, kind of, in my opinion. But it's a good kind of like superheroes, like they're not real. They're not real. But what if they were? What if we deconstruct this guy and make him believe he was the, yeah, that's Tom King right there. Up to you if you want to read it. I like it. It's not bad, but yeah. We got a Marvel comic. We got Sword #3, written by Al Ewing, the head of X himself, Jonathan Hickman, art by Bernard Chang and Ray Anthony Height and Nico Leone and Valerio Schiti, and he does the cover artist, and the colors is by Marte Gracia, and Marte Gracia does the cover art, and designer is by Tom Mueller and Ariana Maher, and Ariana Maher is the letterer of the book, and the price of the book is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Take a trip with the Everywhere Man. The Void God has overtaken the Earth. Top-level mutants have been assimilated. Protocol 5 is in effect. But space is so big. Space is a big place. A lot of things happen there at once. Walk a mile in manifold shoes as Sword Quintession takes a multi-artist journey across the universe and back, and comes face to face with Sword's deadliest enemy. Uh, God, we only had like one issue to get to know everything. The first issue was cool. The second issue was a tie-in, and holy crap, they're just thrown to just a tie-in. Which, I mean, I wish we get to know the characters a bit more before like the tie-ins begin. But I guess scheduling happened, or like Al Ewing can't. Al Ewing, can you just put these people in King Black? So come on, King Black's gonna be popular. Come on. I mean, I don't mind that it's in at times a King Black. It's just Al Ewing will always do space stuff, so there we go. If you like space X-Men, there you go. This is your book. We got another Marvel book. We got Taskmaster #3, written by Jed MacKay, art by Alessandro Vitti, colors by Guru EFX, lettered by Joe Caramagna, and cover artist by Arif Prianto and Valerio Giangiordano. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. The Rubicon Trigger, Part 3, Target, Amy Han. Taskmaster's journey to clear his name brings him to South Korea's National Superhero Espionage Agency. But before he can target Director Hum, he'll have to go toe-to-toe with the White Fox. Oh, we haven't seen the White Fox since Agents of Atlas. So it's been a while. Um, yeah, Taskmaster, it's pretty fun. It's not like the greatest Taskmaster book. It's fun. He's kind of just like, I'm framed, but sure, you're helping me. All right, cool. Let's do these silly missions. So there you go. I believe it's only a 5 issue series. So if you're down to read it, you're down to read it. If not, you can skip it. It's the middle of the event. Not the middle of the event, but it's the middle of the series. We got 3 more books, and I could watch the Super Bowl. Hey. Okay, we got Image Comics, but we got Undiscovered Country number 12. It's written by Scott Snyder and Charles Soule. The art is by Giuseppe Camulcolo and does the cover art, and color is by Matt Wilson. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is description of the book. In the story arc, Unity, Conclusion, Destiny manifests in Unity City as a sacrifice is made, and our intrepid heroes face some hard truths about their mission. Is this a finale for the book? I don't see a. I don't see a. Oh, okay, maybe it is a finale. If it's a finale, well, 12 issues. Holy crap! America locked off because of a disease. How very 2020 and 2021. But yeah, it's just like, what if America locked itself for 30 years, and what happened inside? How bad did it go inside? So there you go. Not a good jumping off point though, which is very unfortunate. But read trades because they're good. We got another Marvel comic. We got Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood #3, written by Donny Cates, John Ridley, Jed MacKay, art by Chris Balacho, Jesus Saiz, and Jorge Fornes, or George Fornes, and George Fornes does the cover art as well. The price of the book is $4.99, and this is the description of the book. 32 warriors and a broken heart. Slash burn slash Red Planet Blues. The best there is by the best there are. The groundbreaking series continues. Thrilled to the Marvel Comics stout of Oscar winner John Ridley from 12 Years a Slave, The American Way, as he and George Fornes bring Logan to Japan, where he will question his honor as he clashes blades with the Silver Samurai. Then it's back to his X-Force days with Jed MacKay and Jesus Saiz, as William will stop Ames' plot to the Red Planet, and nothing can prepare for the ensemble team of Donny Cates and Chris Balacho as Wolverine has a run-in with Cosmic Ghost Rider. We haven't seen Cosmic Ghost Rider since Donny Cates' what? No, we saw Ghost Rider back in his like 5 issue miniseries. Like, I forgot what it was called. What was it called? I need to look this up. Sorry. Yeah, so it was called Revenge of the Cosmic Ghost Rider. There we go. Revenge of the Cosmic Ghost Rider. So it's been a while. Since we've seen that. But we're going to move on to the final book of the week by Marvel Comics, X-Force #17, written by Benjamin Percy, head of X himself, Jonathan Hickman. Art and cover artist Joshua Cassara, and colors by Guri Vex, and letter by Joe Caramagna, and designer is by Corey Petit and Tom Mueller, and the cover art is by Dean White. The price of the book is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Love and Death. Death gives Quentin Quire a new lease on life. Long live Quentin Quire. There you go. If you want to jump on X-Force, there you go. I will say this much. A lot of books, I condensed it to 40 minutes, which I tried my best. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, everyone. And as always, please let me know down in the description how you like this. And as always, everyone, take care and peace.